where I was headed now was the Pacific. I was very lucky. I was given the choice of 3 positions that I could have been as an engineering officer, as a second lieutenant. And the first was to go to an established air transport command unit in England itself. I decided not to take that because that was well established. The second was as an engineering officer at the Hump, the Burma, India, whatever it is. And that was well established. So the third choice, which I accept, was a brand new base that they were opening in Kwajalein. We'd taken in the island of Kwajalein, and as an engineering officer. And that's what I want to do. I want to work with men. I want to organize something. And I figured I don't want the old establishment. I want to get into something brand new. So I accepted that, and so we all got shipped overseas. We were flown over in C-54s.
So this is what, September, October of 44?
This is October.
October 44. Okay.
End of September. Well, we go through Hickam Field, and I look at the poor Arizona there and all the remains. There were still some remains of American planes that were shot down during that. They left some of them there. And the barracks where I stayed had bullet holes up the steps, which shows that the planes that struck that particular facility. So we get on a plane, we're loaded, and we head to the island of what's a small island? I forgot its name. On its way to Kwajalein. So we gas up there, and then we go to Kwajalein. I get there to Kwajalein in the middle of the night, and I've never seen such chaos in my life. They got a rough landing strip there with a parking strip, and you've got planes in a row, C-54s, which are gassy, and that's the furthest west that you can go at that point. And they got old, rough lights, and I report to the engineering officer, who was a captain from Georgia. He's rough as a cob. And then the other assistant engineering officer is an old fuddy-duddy lawyer who'd been a patent lawyer, and somehow or other made him an engineering officer. He didn't have any idea what to do. So you could see that things were chaotic. They had a master sergeant running the outfit who was World War I master sergeant. It was very good, but neurotic. So fortunately, what happened was they'd been running 2 12-hour shifts with these 2 engineering officers and the crew, their respective crews, and I got a brand new crew. They were first overseas, and I got assigned me, and I would be the 3rd shift. So we'd go on 8-hour shifts, three shifts a day, and I got Emory Douglas, who was a sergeant, and Gene Franklin, who was a corporal, and the rest of them were PFCs and PVTs. All have been to mechanic school. Emory had some experience as being a crew chief, and so we formed a flight. I guess you'd call it a flight. We had a shift, and I organized it. I had 2 rules I laid out. One was that I would never order anybody to do anything that I would not do myself. That's anything. The second rule was nobody gave them orders except me, not including the commanding officer, because that's the way it's supposed to be. We immediately got along well. They're good men from all over the country, and we formed three crews, and we would work as the planes would come in. We would do whatever repairs, refuel them, turn them around, and send them back. We didn't have much trouble with anybody. I got to be very friendly with the men, and it never got too familiar. But you could tell we got along well together. So it's the life is right rough there. In these rough barracks, and the food is terrible. There's no water. The only water that you had was dehydrated. What did you call it? Desalinated water, which you could take with soap and get it hot, and the soap was like rubbing marble. Nothing had happened. It was terrible. Couldn't drink it. And so, at any rate, we were going shifts. We'd take 8-hour shifts, and we would alternate every 2 weeks. You'd have a changeover so that you had a day off, 1 day off every 6 weeks.